to work with you on this agenda. Asanteni sana.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Whip from the Council. And Your Excellency, I invited Sang to demonstrate our commitment to this agenda. And I want to say this very clearly, Your Excellency, that at this given point of time, if there is one office which will be remembered kindly by history, is your office. If there is anything that will speak to the lives of our people, to the rural economy, is the question of tea, coffee, milk, and pyrethrum. Today, Your Excellency, when we speak, we know for a decade in Kericho County, parents has been educating their children through tea. But over time, circumstances have changed so much that people have reached a point of even uprooting tea in their farms. It tells us that there is a problem that we must be honest to speak to it. The key issue that I would like us, even as we proceed this conference, to have a honest conversation, Your Excellency, is sometimes it baffles me that we have a farmer who, as we sit now, is in the farm plucking. But in return, he will get 20 or 18 shillings in a month. When you remove for plucking 8 shillings, this farmer remains with 12 shillings. If you get for input and fertilizers, the prices comes to even 8 shillings. A kienyeji chicken that runs around with a cockerel in the village and manage to have an egg somewhere as a sitter today, that egg will be sold at 20 shillings, Your Excellency. So it tells us that the precious commodity is slowly losing its value. And it's about time that we look into our policies, we look into our frameworks, we look into the tea industry in totality. Secondly, Your Excellency, Kericho boasts of an economy of tea just like other counties around here. And for 100 years since tea was reduced here, we don't have any other farm available. That means even in terms of the cows that we keep, in terms of the maize that we plant, all our farms has been occupied by tea. And if this thing will not be looked at, then our people will die of hunger. So it is this that I believe so hard, that your choice of Kericho as a destination to have this conversation will speak volumes to us. I want to end by raising out that at the end of this conference, one of the things we are asking and looking forward to is to understand the brokerage market and be able to know that who is this group of people who are seated somewhere with very beautiful ties and a platter of oranges and good things in the morning, that would see that the price of tea in the auction market in Mombasa goes at 600 shillings a kilo, but here, what goes to Cherop in the village is 18 shillings. It is the inverse, because at the end of the day, the broker will get 3 times what the genuine farmer could receive. So we must also think through this conference, what do we do with the brokerage? I have suggested in the past, Your Excellency, respectfully, that it's almost time that we review the auction market. The Mombasa tea auction has been there for a decade. Times have changed. We have increasing small-scale holders, farmers. And I had proposed, and I still propose today, that going forward we may need to think if we can have an auction center within these devolved regions and be able then to stop and cut cost of transport and all that comes along with it. Those are some of the thinkings that can spark growth as we move forward. Because it's unacceptable that for a decade, we are still taking our tea to Mombasa, and then we put to the farmer the cost of transport, the cost of traveling, and all other emerging costs, and that is part of the farmers. Aaron Cheruyot, our majority leader, and also Senator for Kericho, fought viciously for reforms to relook into the directors of KDDA. Today, we have new directors. But the question is, nothing much has changed. It is disappointing, Your Excellency, and I'll be making these contributions as we proceed to our discussion. And I know you're a truthful man, you'll also speak to these things. That some people in Nairobi can do up to 40 trips overseas at the expense of the farmer. Funding useless trips, to go and see how fertilizers is being processed in some foreign countries. When in the world of digital generation, they can easily assess it and even ask for imports to be brought and check that fertilizer is here. So we will look into the whole totality of the pokerage, the directorship, the leadership, and even new practices that are going forward. I want to conclude by indicating, Your Excellency, that as a county government, we have done the bits that we can in pushing production. And I know other counties are doing this. 2 months, Your Excellency, I employed 30 agricultural extension officers for every ward to support the farmer in the tea industry on the best practices to ensure production goes up. We have moved forward also to build tea buying centers across. And I know this happenings in all the other counties. But now, as you push for production, as you work on the subsidized fertilizers, it's about time that we look at these things that can help us. There is, Your Excellency, something that I would want to learn as an innocent student. There are so many certifications. There is one called Rainforest Alliance, somewhere in Geneva. They don't know even where Mamul factory is, but they will license Mamul to operate with huge hefty money. I don't want to preempt, but I just look forward that under your leadership, Your Excellency, we commit as a county that we will support the reforms, we will support what you spearhead, and we will continue to support your office actively, because I have known you that you are a man that has the heart of the farmer and has the heart for the hustlers. We will work together, we will partner strongly with national government to ensure this success. To that point, I would like to recognize the MCAs that are here. MCAs, kindly. MCAs. Thank you so much. Those are our MCAs from different counties that have been selected for this forum. And I know they are key in making legislation. Let's clap for them kindly. At this point of time, it's now my singular pleasure to invite the CS Linturi to come and give his remarks. Then in return, invite for us our beloved Deputy President. Karibu CS. Majority. Yeah. Oh. Yes. We have not recognized the senators, and the MPs were able to recognize themselves, and the governors. Your Excellency, I know time is running, but it won't be fair if we don't recognize the senators. So let me ask our Senate Majority Leader and also the Senator for Kericho County, just in 5 minutes or less, to come and do that. Yes, don't worry, I'll give you company, we stand together there. And this, Your Excellency, is the champion of reforms in the tea industry. Let's clap for Aaron, this wonderful brother of ours. Thank you. He's very tall. Let's help him with the mic so that he can.
Asante, Your Excellency, the Deputy President, viongozi na wakulima wote wa chai ambao wako hapa, naomba niwasalimu wote.